Muslim world when it comes to human rights.
He needs some milk.
You'll find that living standards are generally extremely low.
Human right. What human right is there? Deuteronomy. It says that if a brother worship other gods, you should kill him.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the?
Human rights.
Shut up, man.
Or what about the massacre of Amalekites? They needed a lot of human rights, I guess.
You will find that the happiest countries in the world with most life satisfaction will not include Muslim countries. They're usually Western countries or Christian countries or post-Christian.
A correlation means causation. That, like, you need to establish that them being Christian is what led to that. Because if you look at the countries he's talking about, these are all secular countries. Also, what about the African Christian country? Why are they not happy then?
You will find that high social status, high social development, high health, individual freedoms, individual liberty, and so on is high.
Yeah, source trust me, bro.
Trust me, source trust me, bro. And these are all secular countries anyway, so who cares?
You're a fool, with all due respect.
Of life will be countries that are in Scandinavia, that are in Western Europe, that have a Christian background, that are currently Christian.
Oh, it's Christian background, guys. It's not Christianity, it's Christian background.
Christian
then what does
background,
that have to do with Christianity? You can make this argument, like, look at China. They're doing so well, right? Is it because, like, they're Chinese? Are the Chinese somehow a superior race? Of course not. So this is the kind of like ridiculous argument you can make if you just simply grant this kind of like correlation with causation powers.
Yes.
Where just because there's a correlation between someone being Chinese and China necessarily being a rich nation, doesn't mean being Chinese is what led to any kind of social development. It's a very complex topic when it comes to Muslim nations or like non-Muslim nations. So instead of looking at that, simply saying, them simply being Chinese is what led to that, it's completely fallacious. It's a fallacious argument.
Countries or post-Christian societies, meaning that Christianity established the society. Right now it is very much built on secular ideas, but at the core it's still very Christian, because Christianity is what influences and what creates modern liberal.
So basically he's saying that most of these countries have like Christian background, like allow gay marriage, allow LGBTQ.
Exactly.
Which part of that is Christian? Yeah.
Maybe it's part of Christianity, who knows? Some secret teaching, yeah.
You mentioned, for example, my opponent MENJ, for example, mentions that, or the Muslim apologist, mentions that that Islam is proven to have social cohesion. When we talk about social cohesion, what we're talking about here is very important. By social cohesion, it is meant that it keeps through a set of laws a society together, entrenched to each other, without allowing them the possibility to go into different directions. So Islam is a very collectivist system, which
that's not what I said.
Everyone has to work for the collective. It is basically like
that's not what I said.
That's
not what I said. Yeah. My point was that Islam created a society where there were moral cohesion, there were societal laws where Muslims follow and obey. It doesn't say anything about forcing everyone. They were Muslims, and of course, as Muslims, of course, we follow Islamic law.
Because of Tawheed, Muslim society have something to be united upon. So the thing is that even if you don't kind of like force these laws, people would force it on themselves. Because the thing is that we know this because the Arab society used to be tribalistic society, right? They had like no reason to kind of like accept this kind of religion unless they chose it willingly.
Yes,
to kind of like let go of their tribalism and unite.
It has very much in common with socialism and with communism, with the USSR, just that it goes into a different direction. With the Soviet Union, the emphasis was to establish a state atheism and to establish a labor-based religion where everyone has to work or else, and nobody can conspire against the government. With Islam, you have a similar.
This guy's such an idiot. Like, the Soviet Union was not a religious country. Like, what is he talking about?
You stupid.
2,000 years later.
By forcing people to abide by what you have. We've tried this in the past. Islamic societies have tried this in the past. This is why the Islamic
He's
Caliphate,
such intellectual, bro.
As it was,
Islamic
Islam
society
instead of Western nations, which were.
He's preaching, you know. He's not making a point. He's just preaching.
Islam is like that. Islam, women don't contribute anything to society.
He said that women don't like contribute to society. Like, woman is the most important part of Islamic society. Remember the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ? What did he say? He said that who is the most important? Like, someone asked him, between the mother and the father.
Yeah.
And Prophet ﷺ said it's the mother. Why did he say that? He said that because the mother is the one who teaches the kids. That's what leads to a functioning society. It's not the father. Because sure, I mean, like, your father can teach things, but it's the mother that
we don't have.
It's the mother that is shaping the Islamic society. So they're the most important part. Right? They're the most important part, even more important than the caliph. So saying that, the Islamic society, women don't contribute to anything, it's the most stupid thing I've ever heard.
Who lifts up people and so on, which is why in America, for example, and in Western nations in general, those who give charity most statistically are Christians.
That's not true. Like, there are many researchers that shows that Muslims in UK are the most charitable people. I mean, they give the most amount of charity in UK. And so basically, I made a video on the 10 most charitable countries during pandemic, and Indonesia was number one. And one of the reasons why the paper said that Indonesia was number one is because some of the Islamic preachers, they were basically encouraging people to give charity. Here, you can literally see the correlation and causation effect. Islam is the reason why people give charity.
You
so
can see
maybe forcing people to give
the
charity.
reaction on my face.
I mean, like, he's saying that Muslims are forced to give charity. Most of these countries, countries like Indonesia, they don't have Islamic law. Like the government is not gonna force this kind of like law on you.
Yeah, there's no particular
or wage
law for
war
that,
on
yeah.
you. Like,
So if you force them to give charities, you don't teach them to be good people. You simply teach them to be obedient and to put their hands in their pockets and give money to others even if they don't want to. This is what Islam teaches. Islam treats people like
no one is forcing anyone in UK to give
Nobody
charity.
Islam creates failure, which is why Muslims go to the Western world. That's
Oh wait, so his argument is that Islam creates failures because Muslims go to Western countries.
Even today, we talk about contemporary times, you find that a lot of Americans actually move to the Middle East. They move to Turkey, they move to even to Malaysia, to Indonesia. So what does that mean? Does that mean that America is crumbling, is a failure state now?
Another thing is that when the colonizers moved to America and had this conflict with the Native Americans, were the Native Americans better off? Why did they move there? Why did they move there? Like,
really
this
dumb
is
argument.
brain dead logic.
I noticed that a lot of these Christians, the right-wing Christians especially, they actually adopt this kind of argument. They accuse the Muslims of overflowing the countries. Moving into these countries, right? And the reason, they say that the reason is because their culture is much more superior, their religion, Christianity much more superior. So the Muslims who move into their countries should adopt their culture.
That's a funny thing, right? Their own ancestors came from another land. Like Anglo-Saxons, they're not native to like the British Isles.
we see the state of Muslim society. So if we're going to talk about whether Christianity or Islam is better for society, we see the
state of Muslim society. Which Muslim society? You're talking about Saudi Arabia? Most Saudis are more richer than you.
I would say that even Malaysian society, the Muslims in Malaysia are much more richer.
The results of both, right? We see the fruits, as we say, of both of these. And it seems that even Muslims, considering that they want to travel and immigrate to Western nations in masses all the time still, know very well, just like everybody else, that the Christian fruits are better than the Islamic fruits.
What?
When the colonizers moved to America, I guess it was because of the amazing foods that the Native Americans had. When the British colonized India, I mean, they need to have that curry, man. They need to have that curry. that kind of like
oh my God,
those naans, those curries and naans that Indians have. The British,
perhaps, It's really ridiculous, man. His arguments are ridiculous, man.
I actually have a lot to say about your opening statement. I find that you seem to have ignored most of my opening statement.
Right from the beginning, I cornered him on that.
There's no such thing as a Christian society today. Most of what we see now in the Christian West are secularized, and they are, Christian societies are basically.
I pointed that out, didn't I?
So if you want to talk about human rights, women.
Help me! Help me!
The West. So it has nothing whatever to do with the
Exactly.
What do you mean it's not?
I refuted his point, man. In just one line, in one sentence. I refuted his point, didn't I?
By the way, I'm kind of wondering, like, what is he searching for? He's searching like here and there. Oh my God!
Chatgpt, help me, Chatgpt. TMA is trying to corner me. I need to win this debate to save my face.
Help.
Okay, how do you imagine Christian society? How do you imagine a Christian society?
How would I imagine a Christian society?
Yeah, I mean, like, this is a very good point, which is that how are you saying these countries are actually quote unquote Christian society? How do you define Christian society?
Yeah, I mentioned it. I said that they should be following the law.
In like 16th century Christian society, are the Catholics in the 16th century Christian society? What the kind of like the deviant groups that existed, Ebionites, and some of these other groups, heretic groups that were walking around naked because they believed that people.
Edomites. You're talking about that. No, not Edomite. Edomites.
Adamites. The Adamites are walking around naked.
Yeah, they were walking around naked. Yeah.
Were they like the proper representation of Christian society? If not, why not? So basically, he's just doing cherry picking. Like he's choosing which Christian society were prosperous. He's choosing those societies and ignoring societies that were basically walking around naked.
You say that there are no Christian societies today. So in order to make a claim, then explain why today's societies aren't Christian societies. So in your view, what is it?
And then he interrupts me.
Society would be a society that follows the laws of the Bible.
Such
as medieval Europe, for example. I think they tried their best to follow the laws.
Such as what laws? Medieval Europe is not a law. What laws, for example?
What do you mean whatever laws? I mean,
Like, does he have a comprehension problem? Like you basically said,
I just gave him the answer, right? And he repeats the same question again. Why?
yeah, like look at Christian societies back in like, I don't know, like 14th, 18th, 16th century.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How did they function? Like the Catholic Church or the church in general had a massive amount of power.
Yes.
And they basically dictated what even the kings could or could not do, right? And there were many clashes because of that. So and that's basically how the Christian society functioned, where Christian nations were ruled by Christian laws.
Yeah, the authority of the church.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he's having comprehension problems because he's still stuck in trying to find Chatgpt answers. But, yeah, I don't think he understands